Hi everyone, my name is Mona Fatia and I'm one of the counselors at Mohawk College, and today I'm here with Kristen.
Hi everyone, Anine. I'm Kristen. I am an Indigenous student coach at Mohawk College, and we're here to provide a self-care circle for you.
Our topic for today is going to be creating routine during COVID-19. We know that one of the most difficult things right now is to feel a sense of structure and routine, but we know that structure and routine contributes to your sense of well-being, gives you a sense of calm, and helps you feel like you've had a productive day. During the pandemic, many of the things that you might want to do or be used to doing, or the routines you probably had for yourself, are not possible. And so it can be quite difficult. But it's also a chance for us to reflect and consider new opportunities that maybe we didn't have before us when we were not during the pandemic. And it can be an opportunity to create a new routine that brings joy to yourself and also helps you contribute to the well-being of others. So before we go into actually creating a routine, there can be a few mental roadblocks that get in the way of your desire or motivation to want to create a routine. And so maybe we can just address a few of them that are kind of common for students. The first one is the roadblock that says, I feel stuck. So you might have the thought, I feel stuck. And when you do, one common way to reframe that thought is to tell yourself something like this. Some of the things that I like are just on pause right now. Not that you're stuck, but just that they're on pause and eventually they'll be unpaused. Another common roadblock that you might experience in terms of your thinking is that I cannot connect with others. And a good way to reframe the thought, I cannot connect with others, is to tell yourself, I can learn to connect differently during this time. There's still a way to connect. And the last mental roadblock that can get in the way is a thought like this. I'll just wait until things pass. There are two ways to kind of address a thought like this that might be helpful. One is to tell yourself, this might be an opportunity to have a specific time where I can do something different. Or maybe this is the time where I can do something that I've never had the chance to do before. So when you can kind of get those three roadblocks out of the way, there are three questions that you can ask yourself to create a routine. And the first one is this. What are the things that I was doing that I want to continue doing? So the things you were doing that you'd like to continue. The next question you can ask yourself in creating a routine is, what are the things that you weren't doing that you now can start doing, that you now have the opportunity to do? And the last question that you can ask yourself is, what are some of the things that you maybe were doing that you don't want to continue doing? And for some students that I've had the chance to speak with, they might say, you know, before I was trying to control every aspect of my life, and now I realize that I can also learn to let go. I don't need to have control over everything for things to go well. So just the last question to ask yourself are, what are some of the things that you were doing that you don't want to continue in your life? The last thing I wanted to say before I pass it over to Kristen is just this, that creating a routine or a structure is not about creating the perfect routine on a piece of paper. It's actually about jotting down some things you want to try, adding some structure to your life, trying to implement it and seeing if it works. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't work, it's an opportunity for you to revise that. And many people will say that it takes years for them to create a structure that they really, really enjoy. So with that, don't be too hard on yourselves and just give a new routine a try. And Kristen, take it over.
So I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts. This downtime that we've been going through has really brought my attention to remembering different things that my elders have shared with me over the years. I'm not passing on teachings, but thoughts that will hopefully help you to develop some sort of direction for yourself when creating a new routine. My first thought is that we are in a time that has been prophesized. Our earth is in ceremony and taking its own time to heal. Our mother is also letting us heal by giving us the downtime that we need and to work on preparations, which I will speak more about in a moment. So it was very natural for our ancestors to be in ceremony with Mother Earth, to be connected with her and live with each season that she was going through. So spring was a time when they tended to their emotions. Summer is a time for physical health. Fall is time for mental health. Winter is the time to be spiritual. And this is when our ancestors were the most immobilized, because our mother was resting, and it was very difficult to hunt and very difficult to travel a lot. So this is the time they took to work on their spiritual health. And it seems that even though our season has changed into spring, that winter time, that healing time, has been prolonged. So it doesn't matter though. We can still work on those other things during this time because we've been given extra time to work on all those things. So work on your physical health and your mental health and your emotional health, as well as that spiritual health during this time. The second thought I have was during my 4th year in the Sundance Lodge, my Mishomas talked to us about how much time our ancestors would spend in preparing themselves, preparations for everything, every process, every ceremony that was going to happen. There was a significant amount of preparation that went into that. So take this time to prepare for things for when this time is over. What is it that you want to prepare for? For example, I had a dream about 10 years ago that I needed to make a dress and to dance in. And I have been working on it, but because of the hecticness and demands of life, I haven't been working on it very quickly. And so I have made sure that I have carved some time into every day, or most days, where even if it's just a half hour, I spend working on that dress so that I'm preparing to live out that dream when this is over. I'm also exercising, so to keep myself healthy and so that I can actually physically do the dance when that time comes, whether it's this summer and we get to powwow or it's next summer. I'm going to prepare for that time where I can get out and I can fulfill that dream. So I recommend looking at this time as ceremony. You may not be able to connect with other people, but you can connect with yourself and you can connect with Creator and your ancestors. And that's very valuable too. And learn from them in this time. And pick at least one thing or two things that you can do every day that follows in our ancestors' example of preparing to help give you some direction in creating a new daily routine for yourself.
Thank you. That perspective is very helpful. So we are going to sign off for today, and Kristen and I will be back in 2 weeks with another video for you. We're hoping that you guys will engage with us a little bit, leave some comments about routines that are working for you or for other students that you're finding helpful, and we will see you in 2 weeks with another topic. See you guys later.
Kamapi.